SGC here, and we are back with a movie review, The Lunchbox, a 2013 Indian epistolary romantic film written and directed by Ritesh Batra. This is Ritesh's debut in the director's chair, and man oh man, what a great debut. So the casting is Irrfan Khan. He was the adult version of Pi in Life of Pi. Nimrat Kaur, Nawazuddin Siddiqui. I can't pronounce. So what's this about? So basically, it's about lunchboxes. And in Mumbai, there's this system set up where you can make a lunch and then give it to a delivery guy. He'll gather all the lunchboxes in the area and bring it to this location that like separates the lunchboxes once again, and then they bring it to the place that you wanted to send. And after the lunchbox is finished, they'll bring it back and you repeat the system again. So our two main leads meet this way. Irrfan Khan plays Saajan Fernandez, and Nimrat Kaur plays Illa. Illa is the wife who's making this stuff, and her lunchbox actually gets misplaced and gets sent to Fernandez instead of her husband. And basically this is their relationship and friendship and how it starts. And pretty much it's like the driving force of the entire plot for the story, as they're sending notes back and forth and telling each other about themselves and what they're going through and stuff like that. Nawazuddin plays Sheikh, who is sort of like the person who's replacing Fernandez when he's retiring, and they have an interesting senior-junior relationship in the company. And then the entire story just spans how these three interact with each other and how they change throughout the film. So what I like about this movie, first off, great clapping for Ritesh, the director. This was an amazing film for a debut. The way that it was shot, the editing, the acting, the premise, everything was great. It really captured the whole essence of The Lunchbox, because that was the driving force behind the plot, and the way that he gave personality to it was just like wow. And the fact that the shots that he did here, like I talked about it in my Don John review, and where shots are static throughout the day, mundane tasks, like eating at a dinner table. The shot is the same, like right now it's the shot that's the same, and something happens that breaks the spell of this mundane task. And I really love that, because really, eating lunch every day and to make it interesting is like, that's where the magic of movie is, I would say, in terms of just contemporary settings and dramas. Because I mean, you really capture the essence of what life really is for this character, and then you make it interesting and entertaining at the same time, and it's relatable, as in like everyone's had that feeling where they're just sitting there at a table eating lunch and things happen to them. I was like, whoa. And also the things that happen in the background in other mundane shots where he's maybe writing at his desk, and like this, the way that he deals with it was just really interesting, and I really love the cinematography, and like I said again, great debut. So Fernandez, I really enjoyed him here. He was an interesting character for sure. He was this old guy that sort of lost his wife, and now he's fed up with his job because he's just, you know, retiring now. And it was just fun to watch, and it was an interesting way to portray his character by having him speak more English than Hindi, where all the other characters spoke mostly Hindi. I don't know, I don't think I ever watched a film that could have went full native language but yet held on to English so much. So I really enjoyed Fernandez's acting here. I enjoyed him in Life of Pi as well, and here he was just fun to watch, and I just like how he carries himself, the subtle things that he does just to show how he's feeling, especially when he first met Sheikh. And while we're talking about Sheikh, he's an interesting character as well. His range of emotions was pretty big. I mean, he changed so much from his relationship when they first started as the first time meet, and then near the end of the film they were just a lot more closer, and it was an interesting transition throughout the film, especially for Sheikh. I mean, Fernandez changed as well, but I think the transformation for Sheikh was a lot bigger. And now for Illa, I would say she is just just fun. She had a lot of humor lines because she spoke with her auntie, the woman upstairs. I don't know who played her, but Illa, on the other hand, she had a lot of humor lines. I mean, she had a lot of humor lines, but I think Illa had this really cool relationship with the woman upstairs, in a sense where it was such a motherly daughter relationship in terms of just teaching her how to cook, teaching her how to respond to Fernandez, and it was just really fun to watch. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all the acting. In terms of the premise, I really enjoyed it, the way that it was such, like, I don't think it's relatively new in terms of like sharing letters and stuff and growing, but the way that it was shot, like how Illa would talk about a fan and Fernandez would be sitting under a fan, and despite the fact that they weren't even in the same room, the way that she talked and the way that it was shot and edited really felt a lot more closer in terms of just the content of the letter, and the sound mixing was really great in terms of editing as well, where there's this rumble of like the train tracks, and all of a sudden it's shot to his office, but yet the sound was still there, sort of represented, sort of really shown his thought process of what was happening, like how he was processing his thoughts. I would definitely recommend this for sure. I mean, don't be put off that it's a romantic... Don't be put off by the fact that it's a romantic film. I would say the romance is pretty realistic here in terms of that they don't go super warm and gushy feelings, let me pour my heart out, but just realistic in terms of just sharing about their lives and just being real. And that's what I really enjoyed about this film, was that it did not feel like fluff. Everything felt like it had an impact, and the way that it had an impact on the characters was just really interesting to watch. And all in all, I really enjoyed this film in terms of just the cinematography, the acting, the premise, and the dialogue was just fun, and it was really such a joy to watch. I totally recommend it, and that's pretty much it for this review. If you have any comments, leave it below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So yeah, that's the review for the Lunchbox. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Unfortunately, this movie, for some reason, was not nominated for an Oscar for Best Foreign Film category, because something, according to Wikipedia, something messed up in the Film Federation of India, which just sucks, because I think not having watched the winner of that category, I would say Lunchbox would have been an amazing contender for that category for sure. And it's just really a shame that it wasn't nominated, and I hope the next, you know, Lunchbox quality movie doesn't get shafted against once in India, because it totally should have been nominated somehow. And yeah, and that's it for this movie review, The Lunchbox. Bye.